Right, 2 parts missing and around 8 levels left, I guess. I recall if there was a ship part here or not. Probably not, then. What the fuck is that? An ice cream truck, but it came out of nowhere. Not seeing anything interesting. What the hell is that? A lot of food this time. Well, I need to find the entrance to next level no matter what, so I think we'll start with that. Truck might be the special thing of this particular level. It is moving extremely fast, so once we're off the road, I'm boned. Wonder what the purpose of that is. Ah. But if nothing else, this seems to be more or less a safe space. No enemies, no suddenly appearing ice cream trucks. So it goes nowhere. Don't really get the point of these. I suppose it is totally random then. Or they can connect major sections of the map to each other. It just always doesn't go anywhere. Or there's nothing there, rather. Booga booga man. Ah, now I understand what the singing lady is. It kills creatures in the same screen as it is. What the pop is that happens. That's how it works. How it must work. So she can act as a safe haven in a hostile environment. That's all she does. It could be that one of the ship pieces is guaranteed to be on the highest level, so you always have to go there no matter what. In another sort of a recovery level, I guess. Not that many enemies, food items all over the place. No ship parts. Be a weapon we can carry with us. Right. Doesn't appear that there's anything particularly interesting here. Jackpot, which means what? $5. Toejam is a rap master. I think those are basically level ups. What Toejam happens to be. Furious Wings, third one. I think this is one of those games where you never end up really using these abilities. Because you don't really have to often, so you sort of end up hoarding them in case you get into a tough spot and the game is over before you really hit any of the tough spot. What is that? It's the exit. I don't think there were any ship parts here. Yeah, that didn't take long. You lose like a quarter of your health with a single hit. Be a little bit more. I'm trying to just find food at this point. And Ulu Boogerman. Touch Sunday, that is a health restoration. Yeah, I think that's enough for us. 19, no ship parts. Too many of these are surprisingly worthless. Yeah, reveals map a little bit great. I don't recall ever getting anything useful out of that extra revealed map though. Oh shit, oh shit. And at least it didn't throw me down. Could have been worse. Lost like a single mobility buff maybe, along those lines. So a little bit of hurt, but not much really. And we have multiple, I think 3 of the flying abilities. So we can afford to lose a few. Well, shit. At least I got quite a few presents out of this. Oh, and there's the exit. So what did we get? Tomatoes, inner tube, road bushes. I don't know what that is, so drop. Thing here. We'll have the rose bushes, so we might be able to keep the ice cream truck off our asses. Yeah, it doesn't drive through the... Oh, yes it does. Still, not too bad. Still get a reasonable amount of health. So, although it's pretty much impossible to evade all the attacks, you don't get crushed constantly. You can only throw items to the side. No, yes you can. You just need to press the attack button, then the direction, and it's gonna start attacking there. And I'm pretty much dead. Way too many spring shoes. I can't pick up new things anymore. Right. Those were critically impressive. What is this? The first one I've ever seen, and we're probably nearing fairly end of the game. I'm going to take a look and load when it's a horrible thing. Yeah, it's the remastering. It shuffles everything. The one thing I've been hearing all this time. Moldy cheese. Starting to get a bit dangerous in these levels now. It's simply that you take so much damage from each hit. I think we're reaching the post stage basically where it's much more preferable to just use an ability to risk taking hits. Too dangerous. Nothing here. A boogeyman level. Nothing useful revealed. Back at the start. That acts the next level. Okay, I'll take it. Better this way. We are gonna need a ship part soon. Otherwise I'm gonna start worrying that I did miss something. Fuck's sakes. How am I gonna get out of this one? Oh shit. Well, I could have used an Icarus swing, for example, because that's why we carry them around, so we can do this. I'll die if he hits me. I'll just load, because we're starting to get low on health. Or rather, lives. So getting these used set packs and losing lives because we just happened to drop by in a bad place. Yep, just like that. Oh, for fuck's sake. use it like this. Okay, road. That's always promising. At least I won't get run over by trucks when I am on the road. Probably. Oh shit. They're rotting by or something.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
I think it's almost guaranteed that I'm gonna die at least once here. There's just too many of these goddamn trucks. Now it's starting to be fairly serious. The amount of health and lives you lose is just massive. There it is. It's certainly going to be very, very risky if we have to go back for a rocket piece. One life with certain abilities like the flight, and yeah, you can do it. Another empty level.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you boogeyman. Yeah, there's like 2 levels left after this, and we're missing 2 pieces. That's slightly worrisome. Boogie, 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 boogie. Surprisingly little use for money. God damn it, son of a bitch. No, can't afford that. The worst thing about that is, by the time you sort of notice it, you probably should use a special ability, or otherwise you're dead. You start to hesitate at all whether what the hell are you supposed to do, it's just gonna rush you and you're dead. Many inner tubes. Bullshit. I don't want to go back to lower level because it's the ice cream truck level. The huge amount of damage they do. I might not actually have a choice. We should basically use the speed enhancing ability. And the exploration a little bit more safer for us. We do need health, which we don't have. Second to last level. There has to be pretty much a ship part here, otherwise we miss one. I suppose there could be multiple parts. Yep. Well, that was useful.
Boogie, 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 boogie. Boogie, 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 boogie.
Boogeyman and Hula Dancers, a deadly combination though. Okay. We found the exit if nothing else. I'll take it for now. Please be an actual... Shit. Couldn't buy anything. Shot is better. I think Slingshot does actual proper damage. The tomato is sort of... not really hurt all that badly. Also, it looks like you need the Icarus wings to actually reach this place.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
Well, at least we can use another Icarus wing if necessary to reach that without being attacked by enemy. I'll take a systematic approach and the rest exploring the rest. Spring shoes. Ah. Another pair of Icarus wings. Hyperpunk thruster. Right, be a fairly trivial thing to reach the exit. Now it's only a matter of question, does the final level have a rocket piece or not? If not, I think level 13 and 17 would be candidates for missing pieces. And we have enough Icarus wings and other stuff, so we can probably fairly quickly get back up if we have to do it. I'm still inclined to believe that level 25 always has AP. The rest are randomly spread out to wherever.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
So, final level. Miss a goddamn thing. Trap. Possibly. Maybe the marking is a little bit different or something, so you can tell the difference between the double gangers and the actual mailboxes. Following me. Because if she is, we could sort of spend our hard-earned money by killing all the monsters that come after us. Yeah. How much money do we have? 23 bucks. Ah, there's the parts. So we're not gonna do this. Beer lane. So, mission accomplished.
Jammin'.
And that was it. I don't like the game. I'm not saying even that it's bad necessarily. I don't like these rogue type games all that much. Technically, they have infinite replayability. In practice, I feel they're fairly bad at that. They're usually more or less good ways to kill a little bit of time, I guess. But here, you don't even get to. You mostly just run away from things. And there's no good mechanic above that, like a sneak mechanic or objectives you need to reach. You just run away from things. That sucks balls. I can't play here. I Can't really do much though, other than sneak. Can't use a map or anything. I'll just follow the yellow brick road and see what happens. Some sort of victory lap. Yeah, I don't know what to really say about this. I feel it would have been better if the actual gameplay would have been more interesting. Probably also less random, so you could try to build and plan at least something. Maybe there's enough random dice rolls there that you can't be guaranteed to succeed in that, but you could try to build in some direction. I suppose you can in a sense. You can basically reveal certain abilities and then stop just taking the boxes. It's just odd because usually there's a couple of things that keep people playing. Fighting is one, and loot is the other. They're usually the things that sort of keep you going in these type of games. Something about the gameplay basically that is either addicting or enjoyable. And here I don't really see it, because the gameplay sort of sucks. You just run away from things. There's really not much else you can do. The fighting sucks when the game gives you permission to actually fight for a few seconds before it takes away your ammo again, or you run out of ammo, whatever. Then you can't really do the looting, because looting is damaging to you. So unless you get extremely lucky with the boxes and happen to find everything else before you get the randomizer that shuffles and hides the abilities again, you can't really look forward to the looting either, because it's just such a mixed bag. It's more or less just a little bit of extra avoidance abilities or a little bit of extra health. That's more or less what you're looking for. Maybe a little bit of money. It's generally useful in a couple of situations. But this just isn't fundamentally fun to play. It has an interesting visual look. I suppose interesting music too. And the randomized map help replayability. I mean, it truly does, but I didn't particularly want to play this through the first time, so why in the heck God's hell would I try to replay it, no matter how random it is? You have to have a reason to play a game. It has to be fun there. I guess this is... I'm not sure if this is a bad game in that sense, even though I dislike it, because I don't particularly enjoy these type of games in general. There's plenty of these rogue type games where there's a beginning and there's an end, and there's a lot of randomized events and encounters in between. so it's always a new experience how you play it. And quite often it's not really even meant to be easy to reach the end. So you need to have a little bit of luck going your way. Might like get it 2 times out of 3, or if you know what you're doing. But there is sometimes the dice roll just goes against you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't particularly enjoy these. I haven't encountered one where the gameplay is really all that great compared to games that don't do the randomizing thing. When a game designer, a competent game designer designs things, it usually produces a much more enjoyable content. Yeah, you might have to... I guess it wears out faster, but usually there's enough depth there that you can try different builds and different ideas to see how, even if it's not a challenge to actually play through, how it works, how more can you break it, how more overpowered you can make your guy and things like that. I suppose Divinity Original Sin 2 is a good example of this. It's not a particularly hard game. There's a lot of different mechanics and things you're sort of interested enough to try. And up to a point, telekinesis is a good example. Put stuff in a container and it gets so much weight that you can basically kill anything with a single hit. I personally think it's too much trouble compared to how useful it actually is, because the game isn't particularly hard. But there are things like that that sort of keep things interesting, keeps you want to try, even though every encounter is the same as it was in the previous game. It's, for me, that is much more enjoyable than this randomness that is supposed to have a lot of replay value. But you have to have the gameplay there first that is enjoyable. After that, it adds something worthwhile. But I don't think this game has it, so it's not exactly terrible, but I have zero desire to try to play it again.